how to be extremely creative, productive, and consistent. How to be extremely creative, productive, and consistent. That is what we're going to talk about today. But, first, please send your validation my way so that I can inhale it into my nostrils and to the depths of my soul. Send said validation by subscribing to the YouTube channel. Hit the little notification bell. The notification bell is very important because it helps you get brand new videos the minute they come out. All other platforms, please like, comment, subscribe. Lastly, before I dive in, the new book is here. The book you have been waiting for is here. Real Help, an honest guide to self-improvement. The link is in the description. Go on Amazon and get that today. People always give me the same comment. They're always like, "Wow, Ayo, you are really consistent. I am in awe at your consistency." People are in awe at how much I write, how much I create content on social media, which, for another plug, follow me on Instagram because I show a lot of behind the scenes stuff showing how I actually work. So check the link in the description for that too. They see how I get on camera, and in 6 months I've shot nearly 90 videos. It seems like everywhere you turn, you see me. I'm on your socials. I'm on your blog feed. I'm on your YouTube channel. How is it that I am so productive? Or how does it seem like I'm so productive and I work so hard? It's a very simple answer. The reason why I work so hard is because I like doing it. None of this is work. There's certain aspects of what I do that I have to grind and grit my teeth through, like dealing with emails, dealing with customer support, working with my assistants. Even sometimes, as much as I love marketing, putting together all of that is difficult. But when it comes to the creation, it's not difficult for me at all. This is why I basically tell you the same message over and over and over again. Find something you are good at, work at it for 90 days to 6 months until you hit a traction point, and you will start to notice that your skills are increasing. Combine that with something that you're naturally talented at, something that you naturally enjoy anyway, then it'll be easy for you to be successful. I have a chapter in the book called Play Games That You Can Win. And the idea comes from Charlie Munger, who he's probably the smartest person to ever walk the earth. Charlie Munger, vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, partner of the more well-known Warren Buffett, but Warren even admits Charlie is probably a smarter guy than him. Bill Gates said Charlie Munger is the smartest man in the world. And his philosophy is very simple. His whole philosophy is play games that you can win. He gives the example of, the example he uses in his book. He talks about someone trying to be a tennis pro. And he says in order to be a tennis pro, you have to have an abnormal level of skill. You have to train and train and train and train just to maybe be at a professional level. Maybe, and your odds are slim there. But then he said, if you want to do something like become the top plumber in Bemidji, Minnesota, which is a small town, he said that, that's doable by maybe 2/3 of all of us, right? So he's all about finding a lane that you can go into that's easy. We make this mistake of avoiding the things that are difficult. We make the mistake of avoiding the things that are easy. You're wanting success to be so hard. On the one hand, building up your skill and turning it into, let's say, a business or something that can take care of you financially, or really growing your audience or whatever you're doing to a larger size, like that takes time. But if you just play a game you can win, stop ignoring the things you're naturally good at and just lean into them, and you start to produce a little bit, it'll become much easier to produce over time. Listen to the things that people are telling you. If you walk down the street and everyone is commenting, wow, you are really stylish. Like, I like your vibe. How do you put your outfits together? And you shrug, you're like, they're just my outfits. You have style. People do not naturally know how to do that. You could be a style consultant. You could start a website where you teach people how to dress. If you are highly organized, and that comes easy to you, if for some reason looking at spreadsheets and emails and data is easy to you, find something that suits that role. I pay my virtual assistant $40 an hour. It's a pretty good wage. She's good with that stuff. I hate doing that stuff. I hate it. But she leaned into her strength. She knows how to be meticulously organized. She has her place in the world where she gets paid a good wage to do something she's good at. And then it frees me up time to focus on the things that I'm good at. You have to remember, there's feedback. There's things that people tell you you're good at, but you just keep ignoring it. You keep ignoring it and you're not leaning into it. You have to lean into it and then it'll become much easier. No, I'm not saying that there's not going to be work involved. There's definitely going to be work involved. But you want to put yourself in a situation where it's not that hard to work hard, right? So like before I started doing all these things, the idea of doing everything was hard. Like before I wrote the first blog post, I wasted years in procrastination. So it's not like the act of committing to something right away is necessary in order for you to be successful. Like I put off something that I was naturally talented at for years because I was overthinking it. I was like, being a writer, it's this whole process. Like I could, it was in the back of my mind that one day I would do it, but I never got around to it. But then somebody gave me the opportunity and asked me to write for them. And once I started, it clicked. I didn't know it was going to be a career instantly, but I'm not going to lie. A couple articles in, I'm like, yeah, dude, I like this, And I've told my story in my life many a times. I've quit and I've been a failure at essentially everything in my life except for a few things. Writing, public speaking, getting on video, communication. I basically have one really good skill is I have the mouthpiece. I know how to run my mouth. I also have a strong sense of intuition about the world. I'm a perceiving type of person. So I basically combine those two limited skill sets and I've used that to build my own job and it's great. And I wake up, a lot of writers, they struggle to write and I empathize with that on like before you get traction kind of perspective. But beyond that, I have to consciously like empathize what it would be like to have to push myself to write. Like, I love writing. There's all these quotes about writing being difficult and I'm like, what? Even when I wasn't very good at writing, I liked doing it. There's this quote from Charles Bukowski and he says, writing is like a pretty woman coming to have sex with you and then after she gives you money. And that's exactly what writing feels like to me. And Bukowski is one of my writing heroes. And a lot of my writing heroes, like they like to write, You gotta find something that's your lane. Because then you have an unfair competitive advantage. I have an unfair competitive advantage when it comes to anything involving running my mouth. I wrote 3 blog posts today already. This is the second video I'm shooting. I have multiple social media stories that are like 10 to 12 sections long. I like running my mouth. And thankfully, there are some people there who want to listen. And the way that it kind of works is I always talk about this. What are the repeating themes on this channel? Find your strengths. What is the theme number 2? Get traction. Get to 90 days. Get to 6 months. Get to this point where you set yourself up for the J curve. the hockey stick, the upward growth. And then what'll happen is you'll start to get some success. And if you're smart, you won't rest on your laurels. Right now, I'm making more money than I ever have in my entire life. My audience is bigger than I ever could have imagined, and I'm working harder. I don't want a vacation. I hate going on vacation. I don't hate going on vacation. I've gone on a couple cruises, sitting back, sipping Mai Tais and chilling on the beach in the middle of the ocean. Like, that actually is pretty fun. So I don't hate vacations. But, 3 days in, 4 days in, I'm checking my dashboard, looking at my writing. I'm curious. I want to have that itch. I like working. And most people can't identify with that. Most people look at you crazy if you enjoy working. And for me, work, competence, the development of a skill that you really enjoy, that's the closest thing I've ever found to happiness. I've never found happiness in toys. As much as I like interacting with people, I won't lie to you. I actually predominantly get joy from my work, from my craft. Maybe I'm living an unbalanced life. Maybe that'll bite me in the butt in the future. But these are the cards that I'm playing. And what I'm trying to tell you is that, on the one hand, it should require effort for you to be successful at what you're doing, but it should not be like hard. It shouldn't be incredibly difficult. Colleague of mine named Nat Eliason, he once wrote an article kind of poo-pooing on Gary Vaynerchuk's idea of hustling. And the way that he framed it is, the idea of hustling has this underlying kind of frame that you're having to will yourself too much to start doing things. If you were coming from a place of meaning and joy and creativity and being aligned with your strengths, you shouldn't have to hustle for that, right? So like, I'm in the midst of, let's see, it's 4 p.m. I've been working since 8 a.m. and I'm going to work until it's dark outside, but I'm not hustling. Writing 3 blog posts, it's not hustling. It's just me sharing my insights on the world because I'm astounded that anybody wants to listen to me. I make 2 videos, 3 videos a day because I'm astounded that anyone wants to listen to what I have to say. So like, why would I stop drinking from the hose when it's spraying the most? I just like it. It's just fun. It's fun being in front of you, and it's fun getting to know you. I have a couple people who comment frequently on my YouTube videos, and it makes me feel good to see your progression, to see you coming back, to see you beginning the process of doing what you love. I went into the Facebook group of my new, for my book, I have a closed Facebook group where I'm helping people who buy the book. I'm helping them implement the steps. Already, someone read part of the book, they published an article on Medium, got their first promotion on Medium, like Medium helped promote their article, and they're over the moon. And I selfishly get to feel good about pushing them in that direction. That's why I'm so productive. I feel like I'm a talent scout. I'm trying to help people break free. I'm all about this idea of enlightened self-interest. So yes, I get something out of the deal without question. I don't pretend to be a pure altruist, but I get what I want by giving people what they want. And it's a mutually exclusive, symbiotic relationship. And that just motivates me. And when you go about things the right way, when you go about things in a way that's mutually beneficial, that's how you get the energy to continue to be productive. See, most people aren't productive because they're too focused on themselves. You write a couple articles and you get butthurt because your blog posts are not being read, because you feel bad, because you don't have the success that you feel that you deserve. You're too focused on yourself, and that's why you quit and get a little tummy ache when things don't work out. You don't give it enough time. You don't give people enough time to warm up to you. If you're creating stuff online, people don't know you. Why are they going to listen to you up front without you putting some time to give them a window into your mind? And not only that, but frame it properly with marketing and persuasion to get them to care in a world where there's so many other stimuli, pieces of distraction in the world. Why would you quit before giving them an opportunity to listen to you? Why would you quit your business before getting to a point where there's some actual traction to where you can build momentum? People quit before the momentum phase. When the momentum phase hits, it's just a snowball, avalanche effect. Success begets more success. Success rooted in natural talents, strengths, and joy begets dramatic exponential success. And then what you do with that success, you treat it like a bank account. Treat your success like wealthy people treat their money. Wealthy people do not get wealthy by spending the first check they get. They take that check, they invest it into new assets, invest it into new businesses, invest it into real estate that creates more money. Then they take that money and they do it over and over and over and over and over again until they're wealthy. That's the same thing to do with your effort. Now I take the time that was freed up by not having a job, and now I'm just reinvesting it. This is fun for me. And when you do it this way, everybody wins. Because I went out of my way to build a career, now I free myself, have time, and now I have time to shoot free videos. As much money as I've been making, I still devote the vast majority of my time to creating free content because I like it. This YouTube video isn't monetized, at least not as of shooting it, but I just like making the video. I actually enjoy it. The money will come, the views will come, the audience will come. I like doing this. Naval Ravikant, one of the other people I look up to, he says, if you love doing something that other people feel like is work, then you'll run laps around them. And that's why I run laps around YouTubers and writers and creators. Like, if you want to be a creator, like, you should like doing it. It shouldn't be that hard. Like, you should want to do it. It's fun. Making things, doing things is fun. Being successful is fun. Being mediocre is not fun. Having untapped dreams that you don't go after is not fun. Lying to yourself and pretending you're content when there is a creative, productive, resilient, ambitious, and capable person deep down in the depths of your soul that is fighting and clawing and scratching to get out of you. It's not fun. So have fun. That is the secret to creativity, productivity, and consistency. Okay! Get my book, please, because it allows me to create free content for you. Give me a little bit, $9.99 to $25, gives me the opportunity and time to create this type of stuff for you. So if you want to keep seeing it, buy the book because it helps me. You 2.0, that's my other book. Buy that book. Buy all three of my books. Buy all of the books in every format so that I can send my kid to a good school and buy her Elsa stickers because they are very expensive. She's 4 years old and she's obsessed with Elsa. So buy the books because it's going to help me feed her unhealthy addiction to Disney products. Okay! I'll see you in the next video.